Peacock TV spoilers. We have been tracking this Monte Carlo poker storyline for weeks, and the week of August 24 through August 28 is finally going to deliver the massive climax fans have been begging to see. The entire Kiriakis legacy is hanging by a single fragile thread. Philip Kiriakis has managed to convince Gabi Hernandez to hand over a staggering $5 million to fund a high-stakes poker game in Monte Carlo. The goal? Philip Kiriakis wants to win $200 million to pay off the crushing DiMera loan and save Titan Industries, along with the Kiriakis mansion. But here is the kicker. The spoilers for the week of August 24 promise absolute heartbreak, shocking gambling twists, and a resolution to this poker game that will leave viewers screaming at the television screens. Will Philip Kiriakis emerge as the ultimate savior of Titan, or will Philip Kiriakis lose every single penny and doom the Kiriakis family forever? We have the answers, and the reality is darker than anyone anticipated. Let us dive deep into the severely broken psychology of Philip Kiriakis. I personally believe this entire gambling plot has absolutely nothing to do with saving Titan and everything to do with the massive inferiority complex Philip Kiriakis has harbored for decades. Philip Kiriakis has spent a lifetime feeling like the runner-up. Whether Philip Kiriakis was losing Chloe Lane to Brady Black, or watching Victor Kiriakis hand over the corporate reins to Xander Cook Kiriakis, Philip Kiriakis has always felt inadequate. This Monte Carlo poker game is not a business strategy. This poker game is a desperate cry for validation. Philip Kiriakis wants to walk back into the Kiriakis mansion, slam $200 million on the table, and force Brady Black, Xander Cook Kiriakis, and Maggie Kiriakis to bow down to the undeniable genius of Philip Kiriakis. It is pure ego. Philip Kiriakis is using the legacy of Victor Kiriakis as a casino chip to heal the bruised ego of Philip Kiriakis, and that is a terrifying recipe for disaster. And then we have Gabi Hernandez. Can you believe Gabi Hernandez actually agreed to this insane scheme? Amazing. But let us look at the historical context here. Gabi Hernandez is a woman who thrives on control, power, and leverage. Remember what Gabi Hernandez did back in the day when Gabi Hernandez ruthlessly won over DiMera Enterprises? Gabi Hernandez does not hand over $5 million out of the kindness of the heart of Gabi Hernandez. Gabi Hernandez views Philip Kiriakis as a puppet. By funding this poker game and accompanying Philip Kiriakis to Monte Carlo, Gabi Hernandez is essentially buying ownership of Philip Kiriakis. If Philip Kiriakis wins, Gabi Hernandez becomes the undisputed queen who saved Titan, holding ultimate leverage over the entire Kiriakis family. If Philip Kiriakis loses, Gabi Hernandez still holds the massive debt over the head of Philip Kiriakis. Gabi Hernandez is playing four-dimensional chess, while Philip Kiriakis is playing a simple game of chance. Picture the intense atmosphere in Monte Carlo during the week of August 24. The smoky, luxurious casino room, the clinking of chips, and the overwhelming pressure resting squarely on the shoulders of Philip Kiriakis. Gabi Hernandez is standing right behind Philip Kiriakis, whispering calculated advice, ensuring Philip Kiriakis does not crack under the immense pressure. The dynamic between Philip Kiriakis and Gabi Hernandez is electric, toxic, and highly volatile. Peacock TV Spoilers has been analyzing the internal logic of Days of Our Lives, and the show loves to build characters up right before delivering a crushing blow. Philip Kiriakis will undoubtedly experience a winning streak early in the game. Philip Kiriakis will start to believe the delusions of grandeur are actually coming true. Philip Kiriakis will look at Gabi Hernandez with a smug grin, convinced the Kiriakis empire is safe. But that is exactly when the rug will be violently pulled out from under Philip Kiriakis. Time for the hot take, and I know this will spark a massive debate in the comments. If you ask me, This is a huge mistake because Philip Kiriakis is an absolute fool. And Philip Kiriakis deserves to lose everything. Let's be real for a second. I passionately defend Xander Cook Kiriakis in this scenario. Xander Cook Kiriakis is the only person actually living in reality, taking practical steps to list the Kiriakis mansion for sale to protect the family from EJ DiMera. Meanwhile, Philip Kiriakis is acting like a reckless teenager throwing away millions on a game of chance. I ruthlessly criticize Philip Kiriakis for putting Maggie Kiriakis and the entire family at risk just to stroke the fragile vanity of Philip Kiriakis. Xander Cook Kiriakis has grown into a pragmatic leader, while Philip Kiriakis remains a spoiled child looking for a magic fix. Xander Cook Kiriakis deserves the chief executive chair far more than Philip Kiriakis ever will. So, what actually happens when the final card is dealt? We have scoured the network data, analyzed the upcoming plot lines, and connected the dots regarding the fate of the Kiriakis mansion. Philip Kiriakis loses. Philip Kiriakis loses absolutely everything. That is crazy, but it is the only outcome that makes narrative sense. The spoilers explicitly state that Xander Cook Kiriakis will be forced to review a formal offer on the Kiriakis mansion during the exact same week. If Philip Kiriakis won the $200 million, there would be no need to sell the estate. Therefore, the devastating truth is that Philip Kiriakis crashes and burns in Monte Carlo. The $5 million belonging to Gabi Hernandez vanishes into thin air. Philip Kiriakis will be left completely decimated, staring at the poker table in sheer horror, realizing Philip Kiriakis just hammered the final nail into the coffin of Titan Industries. Back in Salem, the devastating failure of Philip Kiriakis will send shockwaves through the Kiriakis mansion. Xander Cook Kiriakis will receive the horrifying news that the gamble failed, leaving Xander Cook Kiriakis with no choice but to entertain the real estate offer. But who is the mysterious buyer? Peacock TV spoilers strongly suspects the buyer is either EJ DiMera or Gabi Hernandez. EJ DiMera would love nothing more than to purchase the Kiriakis mansion just to humiliate the Kiriakis family. Imagine the absolute fury of Xander Cook Kiriakis having to hand the keys of the Victor Kiriakis legacy over to EJ DiMera. On the other hand, Gabi Hernandez might buy the mansion to recoup the $5 million Philip Kiriakis just lost. Either way, Xander Cook Kiriakis is forced to clean up the catastrophic mess created by Philip Kiriakis. This entire disaster reminds me of the golden era of Victor Kiriakis. Victor Kiriakis would be absolutely rolling in the grave of Victor Kiriakis right now. Think back to 5 or 10 years ago when Victor Kiriakis ruled Salem with an iron fist. Victor Kiriakis never left the fate of Titan to a random game of cards. Victor Kiriakis destroyed enemies through calculated corporate espionage and ruthless blackmail. Seeing Philip Kiriakis reduce the mighty Kiriakis empire to a pathetic casino gamble is a tragic destruction of the legacy Victor Kiriakis built. Brady Black, Maggie Kiriakis, and Sarah Horton will be utterly disgusted by the actions of Philip Kiriakis. The ghost of Victor Kiriakis is hovering over this storyline, and the disappointment is palpable. Let us weave in some predictive lore based on the internal logic of the show. Fan theories are running wild right now. With Philip Kiriakis losing the money of Gabi Hernandez, the dynamic between Philip Kiriakis and Gabi Hernandez is going to shift into a dark, twisted territory. Gabi Hernandez will not just walk away from a $5 million loss. Gabi Hernandez will demand repayment, and Gabi Hernandez might force Philip Kiriakis into a deeply compromising, subservient position. Will Philip Kiriakis become the literal servant of Gabi Hernandez? Will Gabi Hernandez use this massive debt to force Philip Kiriakis into a marriage of convenience to seize whatever remaining assets Titan holds? The chemistry between Gabi Hernandez and Philip Kiriakis has always bordered on love and hate, but this financial ruin will turn the relationship of Gabi Hernandez and Philip Kiriakis into a toxic war zone. The week of August 24 will forever be remembered as the week Titan Industries fell. Philip Kiriakis wanted to be the hero, but Philip Kiriakis will return to Salem as the ultimate villain who destroyed the family. Maggie Kiriakis will weep for the loss of the home of Maggie Kiriakis. Brady Black will unleash unholy rage upon Philip Kiriakis. And Xander Cook Kiriakis will stand tall, completely vindicated, proving that Xander Cook Kiriakis was right all along. The Kiriakis family is about to be fractured beyond repair, and EJ DiMera is waiting in the shadows, ready to pick the bones of Titan completely clean. The stakes have never been higher, and the emotional devastation will be absolutely legendary. So, Salem fans, I have to ask you this provocative question. Do you think Gabi Hernandez will forgive Philip Kiriakis for losing the money, or will Gabi Hernandez completely destroy the life of Philip Kiriakis in retaliation? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below. And do not forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications for Peacock TV spoilers so you never miss a single update on the drama in Salem.